Hey man, how's it going?
Oh, my knees hurt.
Mm,
I've been on my knees all this week on the ground doing stuff for work, and my
yeah,
knees are not happy with me. My one knee swolled up to the size of a big orange.
there's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm too above that. We'll leave it to the viewers to imagine what your actual work is, but it's not what they think it is based on what you just said.
Plowing
Um,
ground works.
yeah, and your knees are always hurting. Yeah, I'm okay as well. I'm just getting over a cold, unfortunately, so I'm a little
In
slow.
this lovely weather, like we
Oh,
hit
it
plus
sucks.
20s.
First time I've had like a full on weekend in a long time as well, and I'm still just like, I don't feel great. But I'm
Uh,
getting through it, so it's all good. But yeah, welcome back everybody to Bite My Shiny Metal Cast, the show where obviously we discuss Futurama and all things Futurama, and we are finishing up the movies. So last time you and I did a complete discussion on Into the Wild Green Yonder, due to the fact that we'd missed the previous week, so we couldn't split them up into two pieces. But I thought this would be a nice time because we are going to do it all in one, but then it just become way too long. So we can take this time, you know, talk about what we really like about the films, and in general, what is it about them that kind of add to their own season? Like, is there anything about the Futurama films in general that kind of it's like, oh, that's definitely a movie thing. And I think you mentioned something before was the quality. Like this is the first time because they were movies, obviously, right? So they had a higher budget. They were put into one mostly
well,
coherent film story. But during the Fox run, right, it was on television, so it was still like the whatever frame rate that was for the TVs and everything. But these movies were like
it's still 24 frames
HD and yeah.
per second for animation. That's how animation has always ran. Like
Mhm.
even like back with like the original cartoons of like Steamboat Willie and Betty Boop and all that stuff, they were
Yeah.
24 frames per second, which is different from video cameras. They do
Mhm.
30 frames per second. So like normal human movies, live action, whatever you want to call them, 30 frames per second. If
Right.
from what I understand, yeah.
That makes sense. So,
Which
but
is why you get people like Peter Jackson doing that 60 frames per second for The Hobbit. And people are like, this is weird.
it's weird, and that kind of I don't know if that's gone away, but I haven't seen anybody like publicly talking
Advertise it.
about that anymore. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not really a thing because I remember looking at that and being like, that looks so weird. It's like uncanny, but
Yeah,
the
it's one of those things
HD.
that like film lovers who love like the idea of making films would like more than it would be like regular people like
Maybe
you and me. Like, yeah, we might dive into it a little bit, but we're like, no, just give us a good movie.
just
We want to watch it, entertain us.
just
You don't need to wow us with
don't
sparkles.
don't break the thing that's not broken. And when it comes to the movies, like story has been broken, character has been broken, but how it's shot
Definitely.
has never been broken. Just shoot it normally. But
Cameras, yeah.
yeah, but I would say like the movies though they do look better, right? Like they're crisp.
Uh,
They are
I
they're
think
definitely in that realm. Hmm.
one of the reasons for that might be is that they're not doing pen and paper and cells anymore. I don't
Hmm.
know. I really don't know when they switched over from doing that stuff. Like growing up in the '90s, we watched like Care Bears as a terrible example, and just other cartoons like even like The Simpsons. That was all like cell stuff, like to a certain
Yeah.
point. Then they went digital. I
Hmm.
can't remember when it went from drawing on paper to tracing it on cellophane, coloring it in to being all done on the computer.
Sure.
Most cartoons now, even if they're hand drawn, they're just drawn on a tablet or on the screen itself. I can't remember what that's called, Cintiq, and
Mhm.
that's just considered hand drawing. Which yeah, it is, but it's also not.
Sure. Sure.
And I don't know when they went from A to B. And
Oh
even
no.
then, I still think that they do hand drawing on computer for The Simpsons. It's called staying on model. So if you notice that your hand all of a sudden gets bigger when it shouldn't be being bigger, you got to put it back on model to make it the normal size. It's very easy to do that nowadays, rather than back then you have to redraw the whole picture or erase it slightly. Oh crap! I erased his nose. I wasn't trying to erase his nose. I was trying to erase his
Mhm.
mouth.
Sure.
So it's a lot easier to do nowadays. So
Yeah. Well, I think
well,
everything
even then, like
everything digital has
2008.
been made like that. What's that?
Yeah, yeah. 2008, that was a relatively digital time.
Yep. Everything was
This was
coming out.
probably done on the computer, or at least edited on the computer, so
Yep.
it's
It
easier to
does. It
do.
does feel more smooth. Well, and that's what I was going to ask as well, right? Because remember in the Fox run, you and I would always point out, or mostly you, I guess, you would point out those 3D renders of things that were in episodes, and they just made everything kind of look a little strange, like a 3D robot
Yes.
bender or the water or something like that. It just looks strange, right? But in
Well, that was
these, I
the
don't think they had them in the movies.
it was at the beginning part, right? So
Yeah.
just think about what would be a good example here. Just technology growing.
Hmm.
Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc.
Yep.
So
Great
every
movie.
time Pixar made a new movie during that beginning part there, it was some kind of new technological advancement.
Sure.
Monsters Inc. First time where we see Sully, a furred creature, right?
Yep.
That isn't just half a fur or something. He was like full on fur, right?
Mhm.
Which is why when by him sleeping in the morning when his alarm went off, you could see him breathe on his fur and it was moving on his shoulder.
Mhm.
That was remarkable at the time.
Revolutionizing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
And then the next step they had was to do humans properly because you look
Yeah.
at Toy Story, right? They're very wooden looking. They're
They
very
look horrible.
shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is why when you look at all the kids at Andy's party, they're literally just the same model of Andy with a hat on or a different shirt. Yeah, no joke. It's
Uh,
no joke. Like
and
you look at those
and
characters, they're all the
Sid
same.
looks a bit different, right? Because I think they wanted to establish he was different than Andy. He looks a bit
Yeah,
different, right?
and
His sister.
yeah,
Yeah.
you go if you go back and watch the humans, they look
They're horrible. Yeah.
very creepy. And
Yeah.
if you go watch Toy Story 3 with grown up Andy, very different,
Much
right?
better.
That's how what was that? That was almost 20 years difference there in terms of technology.
Yes. I think so.
I will
Yeah.
say like Toy Story 3 was like 2013, I think. I remember all us holding hands and crying when they were about to die. Then we got ripped out of that. But yeah, technology has changed. So it wasn't as jarring for seeing like a 3D version of Bender
Mhm.
versus in the movies versus in the TV show.
Oh,
So
okay.
I even remember watching a couple of things. Because I think we bought I have the DVD somewhere, and I remember
You
watching
do.
like the behind
Yeah.
the scenes and stuff.
You and I've watched them,
And
right? And then yeah, we
yeah,
sat down and we
we
watched
were
them.
fans. We wanted to know
Yeah.
a little more. I think
Yeah.
they're like 15 minutes per thing,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
they said that it was much better to do on this movie because they had a little more technological advancement. One of the things
Yes.
is that they could do with 3D because the ship was always 3D. I think
Yeah.
if you looked at it, except for
Mhm.
certain scenes and stuff like that. Like if it was in space, it was 3D model, which was okay because you're only seeing it kind of slightly move, like in focus, out of the focus into the camera. It's not like a character.
Mhm.
The uncanny valley, which we can discuss like why that's a thing in real life. It's very weird.
Mhm.
Why would humans want to recognize something that looks like human but isn't? I
Well,
don't
why
know.
why do humans? I think that's the main question, right? It's like why do humans recognize something that is supposed to
Yes,
be human but is not human, and they can clearly tell the difference, right? Whenever you see something, it's
vampires,
just off, right? They're
skinwalkers,
well, it's also
AI.
well. I was just gonna say
The three big ones.
it's
Those are the three
yeah,
big ones.
it's how AI kind of does it, right? Like when you look at a photo, your brain just instantly recognizes there's something off about this photo,
It's gotten better.
and
It's gotten way better though.
it has gotten better, and that's worse because now society is moving towards that, so they're getting better with it, so it's going to make more issues for people.
Actually,
But
that's a good thing that they should put into Futurama. They haven't really discussed AI, have they?
well, I mean, in the
They
Fox
discussed
run
free will
early
with robots, but
in
not
right,
really.
well, in the earliest episodes of Futurama, I can remember in the Fox run there were I think it was a Calculon, like all my circuits episode, I think, and I think it's what's her name, Inette or something, like his wife in the show
I think
says
that's right.
like
Coilet. No.
no, Corlett is Bender. No, this
Yep.
is somebody else. But in any case, she says like, "Oh, I love you for like your ex and your artificial intelligence," right? Like implying like that kind of thing. So they've always made mention of it. And sci-fi has been around a long time. Like the term artificial intelligence has been around for a long time. Um, I think that even actually, you know what? Even in the future, we'll come to this episode, obviously, with the Comedy Central run. But there's the episode like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. That has to do with artificial intelligence. That has to do with like creating robots from something, and then
Um,
all that stuff because they design
it's
themselves.
not quite the same thing though.
Oh, it is because you have like the human because it's all about the idea of like what has God done for this, right? Because that's always like a major theme, and then the professor accidentally creates something and overnight it becomes like all this stuff, and then by the time it reaches like a week later, and you have these super intelligent robots who are basically on human level at that point of 3,000 years or 1,000
No,
years in the future. So there's something to be said about that. But artificial intelligence as like, you're right. Like in the next season of the Hulu run, whenever that comes out, there could be an episode where they actually do say like, like this is what our artificial intelligence led to, and then Bender will do something silly, or another robot will do something silly or something. But who knows? I'm surprised they never do like
Nah,
cam features.
that's
Like,
not quite AI. That was like a thing about evolution versus creationism. That wasn't quite AI.
well, the topic wasn't about AI, but it's basically artificial intelligence, right? Like it's growing from something, and then their brains are developing into this kind of thing, right? Because the
No.
robots. Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's robots. It's not quite the same thing as AI. There's a distinction between what is real and not real.
so
You
what would
know?
you classify AI as then? Is it not a robot?
No, that is, but that's not the AI of like today, right now, right?
So what
Like
would you classify the
it's
AI as now? What do you call it now? How do you
it's
describe it?
artificial intelligence, obviously, but like the things you're saying, robots are AI is like, yeah, but that's not the AI we're talking about. Of saying like things are
Right.
being made and controlled by
Okay,
AI.
sure.
It's not the
Okay.
same thing.
I'm going to clarify then. I will say advanced intelligence is the AI that we're talking about now, because this is the stuff that is not robots yet. It's just putting words into a machine and then they'll give us like examples of stuff.
Yeah,
Faces can be
it's just a
mimicked, voices can be mimicked. Yeah. Mhm.
it's a fancy search engine basically
It's
right now
incredibly fancy search engine. Yeah.
with some art stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
because it's like, hey AI, what is the best burger in the world? And it would just probably just pull from all like the Yelp resources or something
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
that, right?
It uses everything that's online and puts it into its search engine. You're right. And that's basically all it is. It's just one giant brain. The brain. So that's basically all it is. Um,
I am the greatest.
I am the greatest. So, any case, well, so with the films then, and I would say the animation style just looks crisp, and I'm sure it's because of the budget, because of all this kind of stuff.
It's
Um,
cleaner. It's cleaner. Yeah.
it's cleaner.
I don't necessarily think it's.
Hmm.
I don't want to say they spent more on it, but there definitely was bigger opportunities, I guess would be the best way to say it.
Sure.
Like in the fourth movie with the giant gorilla for the mini
Mhm.
golf
Yeah,
of the
that's
size of
3D
space,
model.
that
Yep.
was a 3D model. That was a
Yep.
3D model. It was still quite
Yep.
obvious. Um,
You go, gorilla.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I'm trying to think of other obvious things other than just like the
It's always
spaceships.
King Kong, not Queen Kwong. Oh man, we have to really dig into like not specifically that movie, but like we should have talked a little bit more about that. I think when it was talking about Into the Wild Green Yonder, but when you have something like Frida Waterfall, and they're clearly making fun of people like Frida Waterfall, but nowadays people are like
They
discouraged
want to
to
be
make
her.
fun of these things. It's just it blows my mind. It's only been what, just under 20 years, just under, and it's like
14, 15.
yeah, it's just it saddens me to think like, oh, we can't make those kinds, or people are not willing to make those kinds of jokes. I think they're pushing against it now, but like somebody like Frida Waterfall was clearly somebody to make fun of. She had a
They're
point.
all Frida Waterfalls in my opinion
Yeah,
now.
well, she had a point, but she was bad at explaining her point. She was bad at actually getting anything across with her point, and that was the whole joke, right? Like they're for the thing she says, but how she's doing it is stupid, and no one ever calls that out. So I think that's a funny thing about it. But
Even Leela was nice about it. We need some new communique writers, or whatever she
yeah,
said. She like
exactly.
whispered,
Yeah, and also
"Well,
like
she's dead, so we don't have to worry about her anymore."
exactly, and she just steps on top of her. So I would say so. Okay, for these movies, then let's get more into it. So now that we've watched them all, we've had our discussions about them. What is your order for worst to best? And you can put them into any kind of hierarchy you want in terms of like your
Oh, I
writing,
don't
your
even
favorite
know, man.
characters, whatever. Yeah, humor.
We'll say overall just quality of like the movie. I'm not talking about the visualness, it's just like the quality of writing
Yeah, the
and
story.
jokes
Yep,
and stuff.
I'll give you story. Yep.
Story.
Yeah, yeah.
They'd probably be 4, 1, 3, and 2. Like 2, don't get me wrong. I still think 2 is the funniest one out of them all in
Mhm.
terms of jokes, but never really cared for the story for that one. It was just kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, weird. Like it's like an apocalyptic zombie thing where if you get touched by one, you turn into it,
Hmm.
kind of thing.
Hmm.
Just like, okay, cool. Now we're living on that weird planet thing to jealous Bender rescuing us. What?
Yeah,
So
it is kind of all over the place, right? But
yeah,
it does. I would still argue it does have that cohesive narrative with Evo, which I'm happy that it does. I would, yeah, I would almost agree with you. I think it's
1 and 3 are
funny.
interchangeable for me. Like it's 4 is the best and 2 is the
One and
least best.
one and three are interchangeable. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of in that same headspace, except I'm there with three and four. So I'd still say like I think. So I did say one time I think 3 was my favorite, but it's only because it has scenes in it that are my favorites. Like I love the fantasy elements. I
Yeah, yeah.
wish there were more, and I think that's what kind of like
Rather than like
pushed
the
me
second, like what is it,
like third,
third?
just the
Yeah,
third,
the
the
last
last third
third.
of it. Yeah, is just
Yeah.
it's that's what it is, and then it finishes off with that. And I mean, we can talk about like the leftover strings and cliffhangers and
Yeah,
plot threads
you
they never
really
talk
hate the
about.
fact that Igner is not acknowledged nowadays as
It's
his son.
it's not that I hate it. I mean, we both don't like it. It's just because Futurama has always been the one to kind of carry through with, well, except for recently, most of the time has always carried through with its canon. They at least
Yeah,
make
yep.
reference to something.
Yeah,
So
it's a little messy, like a little bit messy, like a little bit of dirt and dust here and there,
mhm,
with like this even into the Comedy Central run. But
yeah,
then when Hulu took over, it's kind of like, hey, we're just gonna take this
we're just
pilot
gonna do our own thing. Yeah, like
dirt and crap outside and pour it all over the place and say that it was not our fault.
yeah, especially for that first season. Like first and that second season were just, well, first season for sure. The second one was just brutal, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they don't discuss Ignor with that. I think it's just maybe they can't think of any good funny lines with it, or maybe they don't want to touch upon it for some reason. Who knows? Maybe because that would imply
Well,
that the professor's a bad father. I don't know. Even
he
though
didn't know until recently,
until then,
and
mind you, it's been like
they
20
kind
years.
of
We still haven't seen anything. So
well, you and I had I think one of the better ideas for
the
one of
temp,
the
yeah.
better episodes for Hulu, the temp. We
Mhm.
thought that Igner would run away from his mother and work for the
She is a
professor.
bad mom. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, and I love that idea. And turns out it wasn't that. And that do you agree that that was their best one they've had yet? That
The
episode?
temp was
Yeah,
probably their best episode.
top
Um,
three definitely, but I can't
top
remember which other ones I
top
like.
well, because I remember the temp being the one episode from that portion. That was the second portion, right? The
Yeah,
second quote unquote season. And then when the third portion hit, I remember liking a lot more of the episodes. But I'd still say the temp was probably higher amongst them. But yeah, like the temp was. I think the temp was just one of those like jewels in a pile of crap. Like it was just a wonderful little like, oh, hey, it's true to form, and they've made like Fry kind of a character again, and we actually have kind of a plot, and there's actual humor, and there's nothing in your face about it. Like it was funny, right? Like the what's his name, Frank, right? Like Frank
it's Frank.
was so funny because he was instantly forgettable. That's why he was such a perfect temp. And as soon as they're planning that, like I still remember when they're all like, okay, this is how we're gonna do it, and Bender has like this elaborate scheme to beat him to get to the ship, and they get into the ship, and they're like, "What are we doing again?" Like they instantly forgot him. Like it was hilarious. So yeah, I think the temp is one of the higher ones for it. I would still say Crab Splatter is a great episode.
That was
That was the
like
next one.
here's if I remember correctly, this was the first episode or first part, whatever. The One Amigo, which you and I had high hopes for, which was terrible. The
Yeah,
Quiz Game,
wasn't
worst
great.
one. I think you and I agree
That
with that
was
is
one of the
probably
worst
one
ones.
of the
Yeah,
worst, if not the worst one. The Tempt, which is
one
they're
of the
one of the
best.
better ones.
Yep.
Beauty and the Bug, which we thought was going to be very different, and I don't think you and I liked it. I think we liked the beginning part, and then it got weird.
Yeah, honestly, you say that, and I'm trying to remember what it was even.
Yeah, Bender was a conquistador. No, not
Oh,
conquistador.
right.
Bullfighter. It
The
was a
bull,
bullfighter, but
right, with
that
the
was like
bugalo,
the B
right?
plot or
Yeah,
the A
no,
plot. I can't remember.
something like that.
And then
Anyways, yeah,
Amy was like this B plot.
right.
Then there was
And then, sorry, this is something about the movies, right? This is in the fourth movie, like contradicts this particular event because Leela's like eating the bugalo, and she's like, you
right.
know
Yeah,
what? I don't care about animals right now. Like, I'm just hungry. This could be a your problem kind of thing. And I was
I
like,
kind of like. I know
oh,
that's not exactly what she said. That's not
yeah,
exactly what she said, but I like your version better because we've all been with girls who are just like very this, and then once they get hungry, they turn into these little monsters. So we're like
I
they kind
guess.
of contradict themselves a little
But
bit.
it's just like it was clearly a plot line that was centered around Leela, and it was
Oh,
given to
right, she wanted to fight it, right, and
yeah,
all the Bugalows are like, "No, we like the
no,
fighting.
and then
Please
Leela's like,
continue."
I don't care, and you're like, the fuck, like, anyways, I think the main issue with that with the first two seasons, mostly Hulu in general, but especially the first two seasons of it, is that Fry is just kind of he's no longer a part of the show,
Yeah.
and very very
Otherwise
rarely, yeah,
was the only other one I remember kind of liking for that first part. Otherwise,
sure,
in the Tempt,
right.
because
Um,
yeah,
otherwise,
everything
the
else was kind of
temp,
downhill.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, in any case, I would say, yeah, I would say Bender's Game is up there for me. But in terms of writing and storytelling, I'm going to go 1, 4, 4, 3, and 2. I think that would be my order for it. What I enjoy more is 3, but only in that last little bit. And I do love time travel, so having that first one for me is that one. But the fourth one, I mean, I thoroughly enjoy that one, and I think it has, like I said before, has a couple of my favorite jokes that I don't think were ever. I've never like I totally forgot about the striped biologist taunters until I watched the movie again, which I was pleasantly surprised about. And yeah, I get that a lot when it comes to Fry being the most important person in the universe. I think that's a really good joke. So yeah, I think that's all there. And you're right. Um, the second film, right, Beast with a Billion Backs, has like the most just random ass jokes that anybody could really see, right? You just have, do you want a delicious slice of delicious cake and um,
That one was hilarious.
tell me how you met. It's mostly Zoidberg, actually. A lot of it is Zoidberg. Then what's my? I'm gonna need your son, like your firstborn son, Bender. Here you go.
Oh, that was cruel, even for me.
Yeah, Daddy. That's so sad. So yeah, I enjoy that. Um, okay, so I think another thing as well is that we should discuss a little bit more about what in these movies are canon. What is canon to this? Because I've looked and I've seen. So I was actually wrong. Pazuzu does not show up wholeheartedly in an episode. He has a cameo apparently in an episode in like the Comedy Central and somewhere, but he never actually speaks again. So there are elements of like the first like of all the movies that we can see throughout the show, right? And we know that they're canon from those situations. So the first one we already know, and that was at least for what I was always talking about was Terminator Bender being in the future, and
Yeah, with the new president one.
the president who would go back in time, and he wasn't born until whatever time.
Kind of did. I
That's
was not a fan of that one, but it wasn't a
I
bad
liked it
episode.
because it was
It was
just
still funny. It was still
yeah,
funny.
it was funny, and it had some poignant moments in it, and it was definitely for the time of that particular
Yeah, they're
episode.
trying to make him like the new Obama or something like that with
He
the
was
whole like
Obama,
show us your birth
yeah.
certificate. It's
Yeah,
just
he's
like
clearly Obama. He's like, where
yeah,
were you born? And then, yeah, they even say like, oh, you, because Obama was always said like, oh, you were born in Africa, right? Not the United States, which means you can't be president. And here, this character is like, no, I was born on Earth. I was born in Africa, right? So it's the joke of it. But yeah, we have Terminator Bender, and then in the let's see here, is it the third one? Is it the third one? Let me think here for a second. Um, Oh yes, in the third one. No, sorry, fourth one. Fourth one. We just watched it. In the fourth one,
yonder.
you have the introduction of Fanny, and Bender and Fanny had the affair.
We do see Fanny. Yeah,
We see Fanny again, and she even alludes to because Bender was like hitting on her, and he forgot about her. Right? He's like, "Remember, we had an affair." And he's like, "Oh, I got to be careful who I hit on." And then he goes for the daughter, and then she's getting married. So then he goes for the other daughter. And then he goes into witness protection. I like that episode actually. Silence of the Clamps. It's a
yeah,
good
the
episode.
Silence of the Clamps. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
that was a
episode.
good one. Yeah,
And then we learn if Clamps' real name is like Francis Klampowski or something. So
we actually see Fanny 3 times, all in the first season of the Comedy Central run. Proposition Infinity.
okay,
She just had a cameo in that one.
Yep.
The Mutants Are Revolting,
sure,
also a cameo, and then the Silence of the Clams. She probably
Yep.
has an actual speaking line.
yeah, it actually says that. Yeah, so we know the fourth movie, and obviously the fourth movie also leads into the Comedy Central because they even have a flashback explaining how they became in Rebirth, right? So we know that one is for sure canon. We know the first one is for sure canon. The third one we know must be canon because they get rid of dark matter. Dark matter is no longer a fuel. And then in the fourth one, and then subsequent episodes in the Comedy Central run, everybody's using whale oil or whatever different alternative use they wanted to use at the time for fuel. The second one, this one was a little bit harder because I thought we had more with Pazuzu, but I was wrong.
No,
so I'm trying to think.
he's only in 2 things.
He's only in the two things, and one of them is that movie. So, I mean, you could also make the argument that Pazuzu's showing up in there, and he's like, "You have 2 wishes left, or 1 wish left," is also continuity because it references the first time we've heard of him, which is definitely canon in the first season, right, or in the first run of the seasons of Futurama, right? So
Yep.
we could definitely say it that way. And then I also know that this is also with Kif and Amy getting married, right? So this is the Smizmar one. So without this, and it continues on into
Oh
Proposition
yeah,
Infinity, into all that stuff.
that's
So
where she said like we never were technically married. It
married,
was
yeah,
just a title thing.
yeah. So
All
all the
and
movies
also
are canon.
the
Yeah,
that one episode with Lur and kind of getting kicked out by Undunda. And we go,
and he's
like I said, we go to the Comic Expo or whatever, Comic Con, and we see someone dressed up as
as
Evo. So
Evo. But again, that could have been a cameo, though, right? He's just dressing up as a costume of Evo. It's not
yeah,
referencing
but then
the
how would they
elements of
know
Evo.
Evo's a thing, right?
It could have just been a random monster, but it probably
But
was the
someone
case.
said, "Hey, it's Evo."
Did they? Are you sure
Yeah,
about that?
someone did. Yeah, yeah,
Hey, it's
100%.
Evo. Okay, all right.
I just need to
So,
figure out which episode that is. Oh yeah, yeah, right there. It's the the 11th episode of the 6th season.
okay. So all the movies are indeed canon, which then
To a
means,
degree.
to a degree, but does mean that Igner is indeed Professor's son. So if we ever get that, I doubt it. I doubt it at this point, but I could be wrong. We'll have to see. But I do think that the movies really set up a lot of interesting elements for the future of the show, right? Because of the movies, Comedy Central bought them and brought them back, right? So they were clearly good enough, and they wanted to have that monetary value for it. Mind you, they didn't buy them in completely. They only bought them 26 episodes, and then they were planning to have that finale, right? Which is why we have two finales in the Comedy Central run. But then they,
Yeah.
allowed them to come back again, and we had 4 years, right? I know technically 2 seasons, but 4 years worth of Comedy Central run episodes, and I think they're great, and that stems from because of how well the movies went. I'd still stick to that. So
Yeah, we definitely got those because of the movie. Yeah, definitely. It wasn't like a well, we have nothing else better to do. Let's bring back Futurama. It wasn't that easy. It was like, oh, people were talking
yeah,
about the movies, the DVD sales, because DVDs
mhm,
were a big thing at the time. Not so much now,
yeah,
because that was one of the things they used to. We'll make up the rest of the profits in the back end deal on DVDs and VHS.
and toys and all these things, right? Yeah,
Well, yeah, there are toys and stuff like that, but it's not like they were made for toys like Beast Wars or
no, they're not
Teenage
Hasbro.
Mutant Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles. Like
that's true.
those guys were made for
Those are
the
literally
toy.
toys. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
toy rights. That's why they have to be cartoonish
Like
enough to do so.
I don't really see a lot of Futurama toys, to be honest.
You have them.
I have a oh yeah, where no, I don't. They must be in my storage. I have the Zoidberg Funko Pop and then the blue Zoidberg Funko Pop.
Which is pretty
That's
cool.
really about it. I think I have some others, couple
You
small
have you
figurines
have
here or
Fry
there,
and
but
Bender. You have Fry and Bender because you got them signed.
oh, those ones, right? Those
Yeah.
were like the oh, I can't remember what those was. Like
Oh, those little mystery
mystery box,
box.
the
Yeah.
mystery boxes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
those
Yeah.
were very big in the early
Mhm.
2000 teens or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
remember I got those. Yeah,
And you got
right.
them
That was the one
signed.
year I couldn't go to the Comic Expo because I had like an exam or something the next day, so I had to get my dad to go get it signed.
Mhm.
And John DiMaggio put the word "ass" on the bottom of Bender. So
Nice. That is pretty
I'm
cool.
like, I just wanted you to sign it, and now you've ruined his ass. No, I'm grateful for it because it was funny.
It
I
was.
laughed when I saw that.
It is pretty funny. They have the sense of humor for it. But yeah, unlike the Hulu run, which I do believe they did bring back Futurama simply because they needed an IP and they brought it back. They just bought the rights to it. I do think that
Well,
yeah, the
Hulu's
movies really
Disney,
brought it up.
so
Well, there you
they
go. Yeah,
kind of already had the
yeah.
rights.
I always forget that Disney's kind of runs a lot of companies these days. But
Oh yeah, what the parent
mhm,
company, whatever it's called.
mhm, mhm. The parent company, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Disney. I can't remember.
yeah, I mean, in that case, then I would say, or I'd ask then overall. I mean, obviously you can choose. I probably know your answer. Overall, do you have an
Fry.
MVP for the whole show then, or the whole series of movies? Is it Fry?
I'm gonna keep saying Fry because, like you said earlier, they pushed him to the side in the most recent seasons, except for the most recent one. But
Mm-hmm.
they pushed him aside, and like I like Fry in the first one because there's technically two of them. The second
Yep.
one, I don't think Fry was Fry my MVP for that.
Um, I think he was not. This is this. I have to look back and think about it, but I think. Well, off the top of your head, if you think of that movie, who? No, I think you said Zoidberg, didn't you? Didn't you say Zoidberg was your
I
MVP for
might have
that one?
just because he had the best
He had
jokes.
the
I'm
best
pretty
jokes.
sure he
Yeah,
said
I'm
like
pretty sure you didn't choose Fry. Mind you, I do
I
remember
don't
having
know
to
I don't
say
like
to
Fry in
you,
that one to be honest.
well, I had to keep telling you, like, don't choose Fry or Bender for your things. I had to say that every movie, and I think you would spite me and choose Fry anyway. But I'm pretty sure you had said Bender, or sorry, you had said, or maybe you said Bender. It may
Zoidberg.
have been Bender.
I, you know, Bender actually had some really good human moments in that one.
Mhm.
Like I think we already said, like take me with you, like the whispering of
Yeah,
that, and like
yeah.
sorry, Bender,
Robots don't
robots
go to
can't go to
heaven.
heaven.
Yeah, and then he has an army of the damned, and like the whole hell and heaven thing. Like it's clever.
Yeah.
It's definitely clever.
Uh, MVP though, like it probably would be just Fry because like Fry was a pinnacle thing, and I liked him in the first one.
Mhm,
Second one, it was kind of just like, oh, poor Fry with Colleen,
mhm.
who fun fact, just a little side segment for that. When everyone in the universe went on a date with Evo,
Yeah.
if you look at Colleen, she actually had three tentacles of
Mhm.
Evo,
That's right.
which is
Everybody
funny.
else
So
was just
I
like
saw
one.
I saw
Yeah,
that post on Reddit, and I had to go look at that screenshot because there was like a lot of it was like a lot of shots of people on the date, right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't have like three Evo tentacles,
Jeez.
so she was already a polygamist with Evo
She
with
had a
the
lot
other
of fun with
three
Evo, I'm sure. Yeah,
couple
yeah.
years. Yeah. The third movie that was kind of centralized around Fry, less so.
Less was it though? I feel like it wasn't. Not until you get into the fantasy realm, and then even then, it's just because he's carrying the die.
Oh yeah, yeah, because Leela was kind of like the
It's mostly
main
Leela and the
target the first
professor.
little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not
But
really Fry,
I
but
still
then
put
definitely the
that he
last
was
one's Fry.
important.
Yeah.
And then the last one, yeah, Fry, which I did like because it made his brain thing. I already did.
Relevant again. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
his the main thing about Fry, which is awesome. Like I don't know how many times they can do that, right? Because what was it? The brains can't read his mind, which is I guess more or less the same thing. How other people who can read minds can't read his
Mind
mind,
reading. Yep. Yeah,
right?
exactly. So they can't
Or
that's
sense that he's
why
there, or a cartoon viewer,
they can't they
a
can't
dead
affect him.
possum.
They can't affect him because they
Yeah.
don't yeah, they can't affect his non-delta brainwave brain, right? And then yeah.
Oh yeah, well, we
He
saw
can't
him
have
become
his
his own grandfather and stuff like
yeah.
that. So those
And he
kind of
can't have his
all,
mind read by evil
yeah.
dark ones or anybody with the mind with that ability. So yeah.
So what else do you think they could do in the future if they try to do something? Because it's all about mind reading, right?
What could they do with Fry's like lack of delta brainwave? I
Yeah.
think you and I kind of already touched upon this when we were finishing off our Hulu discussion. If they were going to finish off the series, they're I think I mean I said this before. The aim that I think they were going for, according to the end of the Hulu, the most recent Hulu run series of episodes, is that Fry and Leela are going to be starting a family, and whoever, like, whatever their child is, right, may be born with something because it's going to be both not having may not have the delta brainwave either, as well as being a mutant. So there might be something that they can do with that, or they could lead that into a film in the future that could just tie off the entire series completely, and then
Mm.
that would be what they would finish with. I
Well,
don't.
that's a good question.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's good. Well, I'm just thinking like
Yeah,
would they do a movie? I'm
yeah.
thinking to myself, what's a real world thing that they could look at to see if it does good? The Simpsons movie that's supposed to be coming out soon, supposedly. If
Really?
that does good,
A
they
second
might.
one?
Well, it's all about money, man. It's all about money.
Yeah.
If we put in $100 million into making a Simpson movie,
Mm,
which is expensive,
yep.
what if we put in $50 million into a Futurama movie?
Mm,
Because obviously they would not spend the same amount of money on a Futurama versus Simpsons. Simpsons has been going on for 30 some years.
right.
Futurama has been on and off again for the last
30 years.
decade and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know either.
I would like that to be like a little more like a like maybe not have like say they only have one more full season to do, and like it
Yeah.
kind of lifts on a cliffhanger or something like that, and
Mm.
then Futurama movie coming, and it actually is like
A full-fledged film.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's what I would say. And they'd bring back like everyone they can from this. I mean, who knows, honestly. Like if you wanted to have the Delta brainwave thrown into there again, I would say, I mean, this might also be modern Hollywood. If they made like Fry and Leela's child's a daughter, for example, then of course they're pushing Fry's importance onto the girl,
A
right?
female, yeah.
And
And they'll push Fry to the side again,
and
which
they'll
we
push
don't
Fry to the
like.
side, or he'll be like captured, and his daughter will have to save him, and because she is the the child of two anomalies in the universe that are very important, being Leela and Fry. So that is the only
Yeah,
thing I can
and
really think
Leela.
of. But yeah,
Yeah, is there any like future events
hmm
hinted at for Futurama to come in the movies at all, let alone the TV series?
for events, I mean, I always make the joke about it with Morbo's home planet ready to invade. He's always talking about it.
That's a
Other
good
than
one. They
that,
have big brains, big
uh,
massive brains. That could be something about control, and Fry could be
yeah, he could
immune to
be,
it.
yeah, he could be immune to it or something. I mean, the way the Hulu run was running, every single episode of the first two seasons there was like leaving on some stupid cliffhanger that the end of the world was happening. So, they could pull from any of those. They won't because they're not smart enough.
Oh no,
Um,
and they shouldn't. For one thing, for the Hulu run, they shouldn't pull from those.
no, that's true. Because
But they're not smart enough to do that, so they might bring them back.
mm. I mean, the only other thing maybe you could make mom. Maybe you could do like a team up. You could do a team up of all the antagonists. You could put Leo Wong, although he's not really evil anymore. But you could put Leo Wong,
He's just rich. He's just rich.
mom. Yeah, no, Leo Wong, mom, um,
Wordstrom.
Dr. Banjo, Wormstrom. Put them all
Oh right,
together
yeah.
and have them form some kind of like you know, Planet Express or something. They're going to
Like,
take them down
like
once and for all, and we have to deal with this whole thing. And maybe they do something to each one of them, or Barbados Slim could
anti-dupe
come back. Who knows?
himself.
Yeah. Well, you have to have
That would be, yeah, it'd be interesting.
somebody that goes against everybody in the show.
Yeah, oh man, I don't even know. Even Zap Brannigan could accidentally like beat the leader of that group. Here I am with Mom and Wernstrom and Dr. Banjo, pinnacles of the science and business world, and we're here to wait, what? We're here to conquer. No, I thought we were here for a parade
And he
with
could
our
switch.
tanks
He could switch
or something
sides or
like that.
something. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That would be funny.
That would be funny.
But no. So like, what was the first one that you said for like the Morbo? I like that one,
Morbo.
right?
That's what I've
But
been joking with for a long time because he's literally just they've sprinkled that
he
in
said it.
throughout
He
the
said
entire
it.
show. So, like, hey, the movie is literally about Morbo finally
I
invading
think,
Earth. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
there you go.
And
They
we've
they've
only
been
ever
talking about it.
seen two species or specimens from his species, himself and his wife.
Exactly.
That's about it,
It's
right?
fine. It's fine.
And
Leave it alone.
yeah,
I'm gonna destroy you.
the tie's fine.
That's great.
But no, I was thinking of one that
He does have kids
it was I
though,
think
yeah,
the
as well. So
he does. Oh
he
yeah,
does
but we've
mention it.
never seen him. But
No.
yeah, no, the one I was thinking about that they haven't really discussed or even mentioned at all since
Mhm.
then was
Mhm.
when Fry went back to the past to stop Nibbler from pushing him into the thing,
The other.
saying,
Mhm.
"Are you talking about Leela? Oh, she must be the other."
The other.
And they've never ever touched on that one, why she's important or anything like that. Not
Right.
even like with a mutant thing, why she could be the bridge between worlds, which they kind of ruined that storyline with mutants being okay to come up top now
Mhm.
or something like that. Like it would be cool to see why she is
The other.
important. And like
Yeah.
you even I think mentioned either in real life or on the show that well she was the only one that didn't have sex with Evo, which technically you
Oh,
could do
Tristan.
that,
Tristan
make
mentioned
her
that, but yeah.
Tristan mentioned that. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Where she was the only one that didn't copulate with Evo, so therefore she wouldn't get the STD from the universe STD from Evo.
Right. Right.
Or like since she loves animals, she didn't have a connection that she could have had with this encyclopod or whatever, right?
Mm, yeah. Yeah. Oh, the
So
encyclopod could always come back too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
there's a few things.
the god in this in the universe came back for the first movie too, right? So they could always bring him back again.
Oh yeah, they did do
So
that. Yeah.
yeah,
So, but like
there's a
all I'm
lot
saying
of
is just
little
like things that
things.
they
Yeah.
kind of touched on but
Mhm.
didn't do it.
Yeah.
I like your Marble one because that one I would love to see it and what could happen just as an idea for a movie since
Mhm.
we're on the topic of movies
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Morbo's people actually like kind of captures and destroys the Omicronians who've always been feared, right? The Omicronians have always been feared, right? And it
Mhm.
turns out they're just little pansies next to Morbo's people, kind of
Right.
thing,
Right.
right?
So the
And
Morbo. Yeah.
that
The
would just be that
Morbo.
would be like the opening, you know, like the
Yeah.
cold opening of them like getting destroyed. Like, hey, why are you doing on my planet? I'll destroy you. And then just
No,
you
you
just see him.
won't. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Why
No,
did we
you
think we
don't.
would win this?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right.
So just an idea from
Yeah.
how yours
Well,
would work.
I mean, you
I
could
don't.
even.
Again, like
Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, you could even move. You could mix the two together, right? You could have it be so Morbo and obviously because we're on the subject of movies, we can discuss this. But like we have Morbo who has sprinkled in like my race is waiting for the time that Earth is, ready to be conquered. Waiting and waiting and waiting, and I keep sprinkling it. But he's getting kind of like integrated into the culture of Earth, right? Because he's having talks with Titans. He's like going to fancy dinners and all this stuff. He's rich. He's very popular. Everybody likes Morbo and Linda's show. So he could have some kind of element with that. But then he could finally have his race come onto this, and we could take the idea of what is Leela in terms of the other. I don't personally think that the other was anything other than, oh, you're the other person that like that the,
Yeah,
our
Nibbler just being
prophecy
like,
was
yeah, you
talking
should do
about,
it.
like our person needed somebody to be with or something in the future. That she must be that person. I don't think there was anything else to do it. If you wanted to have that person or Leela be that kind of important person, I would say she could be the other that connects with Fry, and then if they were have their child, then their child would have to be the one, and they could do another time travel shenanigan where they go back and they have to save the child has to save them, and then with the big brains, maybe the delta brainwave, maybe to do with the mutants. Who knows?
Mm.
You could have the whole thing, but it basically just it brings together every single like line of character that Futurama has ever done. When you have your mutants, you have your robots, you have your people, you have the aliens, all these things getting together because they have one common goal, and that's to fight off Morbo, right? So
Yeah.
this would be what I would argue to be the thing, and it just kind of throw obviously the jokes. It has to be funny because it's Futurama, but you have to have the stakes to make it a
You
complete
bring
film,
back
right?
Dupe kind of thing with their
Yeah,
like power charged rifles
yeah,
or something like that.
sure. You could have a whole bunch of callbacks to characters who haven't been seen since like long forgotten episodes. And it's like, oh, hey, we're here to help too, and stuff like that, right? You could have your
Yeah, like the army guys from that episode too. Like
yeah,
with the army, like
yeah,
the
with the
corn
one,
husking
yeah, yeah,
guy.
right, yeah. Fry, you yellow bellied coward. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just just whoever was in the crowd of the last movie, they could all come back and have some line or something like that.
something. Right?
Like
Who's
in the
still
first or
alive?
second
Yeah.
episode, that the moon faced mascot could go no and get something stuck in his eye again, or
That's what
something
you
like
get from
that.
art school.
We could see we could see the Crushinator again. No, pa, I love him.
Yeah,
Like
so
that.
many great.
Please, Fry, with a lady that nice, you have to be finesse or
Hell,
whatever.
even bring back Beck. Bring back all those people. Bring them. Just have all these
Well,
cameo
those those
stars
those,
show up.
those are like special guests in my mind.
Yeah,
So
bring them back.
they're canon, but not really, because they were just heads, right? They were heads, like Pamela
Yeah,
Anderson in the episode with
yeah,
Fry.
yeah. With Fry and
Like
his code, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you're right.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
in
not bring back
'73.
everybody, but yeah, you can have a cameo of them, I suppose. But yeah, I honestly, I would agree with you though. I would argue that Fry is the overarching thing throughout the films because he is the main character. If I were to choose like my favorite throughout each one, though, I'd probably lean towards the professor. I think he has the most in each one. But it's
Not really the first one. Like he kind of just got his company stolen. That was really all he did. Oh, is this? I've won the Spanish National Lottery. It's kind of really about it. And then at the end
yeah,
there, I'm the professor. I can wire anything into anything.
anything. Yeah, I
That's
mean, he has
really
some good
about it for
lines.
the first one.
Sure, but I mean, like throughout the, but he's present within all of the movies, though, right?
Yes.
Like he's central for all of the movies, to some degree. Maybe not
Third
as
one
much in
as
the first one.
well.
Third one, very much
The
so, and then the fourth
fourth
one.
one,
But yeah, I guess I mean, and this is anything else to add about any of the films overall? I mean, I like them. I love them to
um,
rewatch them. I think they're all funny and they're all good in their own way. Even if I like one more than the other, but I don't think they're bad by any means. I think
oh,
they're all pretty good. Yeah.
they all have different strengths from each other, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Although
Yeah.
two kind of compete for a storyline, but not. I don't think any one of them even reaches close to how funny number two is in
Sure.
terms of jokes and stuff.
Mhm.
But it's cool to see themes recently. You know, the first one was like time travel slash science in a way.
Mhm.
Second one was like interdimensional travel monsters in a
Yep.
way slash love. Love is there, guys. No
Yeah.
worries.
Love conquers
Love is
all.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love conquers all,
Yeah.
with through great jealousy.
Yeah.
The third
Sci-fi
one,
versus fantasy and parallel
yeah, sci-fi versus fantasy.
universes,
I like
alternate
that one.
realities. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the fourth one, environmentalism, which I don't want it to be the
Environmentalism,
main thing.
in evolution, environmentalism, um, like I'd still say like Destiny, right? Like
Yeah.
who's the dark one? Right?
Preservation, maybe.
Yeah, preservation. There's a lot of great themes in these movies, and there's a
Oh
lot of
yeah, yeah,
really good
yeah.
conversations to be had about them. So I
The
think, yeah.
fourth one's yeah.
Mhm. No, I think they're
Fourth
all.
one's a little wishy washy with the main theme, but I like yours with the Destiny. I
The
like that
Destiny.
one
Yeah.
because we haven't seen Fry be important in like his way in a while.
Mm.
Like I can't even remember because like even in the fifth season, I don't think he really had one, did he?
Fifth season of the Fox Run.
Yeah, because I mean the actual fifth season, not like the crazy like oh we
I mean, not
switched up how it all works
including the
thing.
Devil's Hands or Idle
Because
Playthings. Like,
well, that wasn't quite Fry being Fry. That was just Fry wanting to show his love and be awesome. It wasn't like Fry's brain thingy.
oh, you're
Like
talking
it
about like
wasn't his destiny,
his
right? It
ability.
wasn't his
I mean,
destiny.
there's only the two episodes that
Purpose.
really focus on that. Yeah, his purpose, and then there's the one episode where we see how it came to be, and then yeah, in the Fox Run, there's not much else to it. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Hard
I
to say.
guess you're right. The fourth season was like the first episode was Roswell that ends well. The
Mm.
third season we got the day the Earth stood stupid.
Hmm.
Where was the one that he went and killed the giant things? What was that one called?
That one has the giant brain, and it has the mayor's aide, right? It has Leela going on a date with the mayor's aide, right? Yeah, and he's played by
I
Bob
think
Odenkirk. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah,
was that in the fifth season then?
may have been
I don't remember now.
the fifth season as it came out on TV. You mean, right? Yeah, yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah. No, maybe they were both in season 4 then. Okay, well maybe I'm thinking that Fry's
Um,
importance of Destiny was a lot more important than it was.
the Y of Fry,
The one where he
and then the Y of Fry is the one you're talking about with the brains, because that's when Nibbler talks to him and says like, "Yo, this is why you're important," and then they goes
that
back
was
to
season
time.
5. Sorry,
That's five, yeah.
that was season 5.
So there you go. So they had like 3, 4, and 5.
Okay,
They had something, yeah. So
3,
yeah, they
4,
were
and
all
5. So the first 2 seasons were just one Futurama, and then there was at least one per season. 4, 5, 3, 4, 5.
yeah, exactly.
Did they do any in the Comedy Central run?
For Fries and his Delta Brainwave, no, no,
All right.
no. I think they've obviously had Nibbler return and everything, but he did his thing, right? Fry did his thing by defeating the brains in the episode The Why Fry, right? So there's no reason for him to really do it until they did the Into the Wild Green Yonder, and then yeah, after
Well, then
that,
that makes me like the Wild Green Yonder even more. So I'll go.
4, 1,
What
3,
was my
2,
favorite?
4, 1, 3,
Yeah,
2. Yeah,
yeah,
I think it doesn't change.
yeah, yeah. Good.
So
Because I was like, did I say 3 first or 4 first? I
yeah,
knew it was the
yeah.
last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
4,
So
3, 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I
4,
like
1, 3,
even
2. Yep,
that one more.
for sure. Yeah,
Because
that's it.
again, yeah, it's one of those questions. What else could they do with
Mm.
Fry and his brain thing?
I guess
I
we'll
don't know.
find
Maybe
out.
more of those people can control him, and he can't be controlled. I like that.
Yeah, we'll have to
I
see
don't know.
one day, one day. But yeah, I guess we'll finish it off there. So
More
yeah,
Fry, more
more
Fry,
Fry for
more
sure. Yeah,
Fry.
and yeah, thank you everybody for listening to us here rant about movies as well as
Everything. Yeah.
everything with Futurama. We do hope that the new Hulu run will come out fairly soon. Should be
Oh
coming
yeah, it
fairly
should be.
soon.
Yeah,
There should be a
summer's around
trailer
the
coming
corner.
up, in the
Yeah.
near future for the summer or the fall, because I think that's when they released the previous time was in the fall, all at once. So we'll see if they're going to get renewed. We'll see. But yeah, then we're going to tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll tackle the Comedy Central run in a bit of time. We're going to take a break. There wasn't very many for these, but it was nice to kind of get them done and everything. Only eight mini series, if you will. And yeah, we'll get to the Comedy Central runs within the next couple months. So look forward to that with Rebirth. But yeah, thank you so much, Mitchell. It's been great to
Oh, no
talk
problem.
about it.
Been fun to ramble on about random crap and then tie it back to
Tie it
Futurama
back to
and go
Futurama,
off
as
on
always
random crap
is.
and tie it back to Futurama. It's like shoelaces.
It's like what it always was. So, any case, have a good one, man. Take it easy, and we'll see you in the near future. Everybody, please like, share, and subscribe for all things Futurama.
Yeah, enjoy the weather this week. It's supposed to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Toodaloo.
You too. Toodaloo.